Hi, little bit of a different out and about video today. If you would like to, you can join me on something of a walk through the woods today. There are a few reasons for the change in format for this one. So we usually go out on a Monday, and that Monday just there, Aki's had an appointment at midday, but I was still trying to catch up on sleep into the late morning. So Aki's picked me up kind of early afternoon. We didn't have very much of the day left anyway when we were starting out, so we thought we would stay in the vicinity. So we headed out towards where Aki's lives, and there are 3 castles kind of out that way. And thought, well, we can just visit those. That might make for an interesting day out. The first was Craigneath. Now, after checking it out, it seemed as though there's not even really very much of the foundations left of this castle, and it was raining all day. It was so dreich. It just didn't let up. And we thought, for the weather, going to see something that's not even ruins, there's maybe just the outline of it. But you know what? We'll give it a bye. We can maybe pay it a visit on a nicer day. The next was Gilbertfield Castle. Now, on the map, it looked like there was a road with 2 options to get to the castle, the ruins. One seemed to be through a farm of some sort. The other was through some kind of military training place. So, get to the bottom of the road, and there's a sign saying no unauthorised vehicles have access up this road. I'll tell us a little bit about Drosaggards in Gilbertfield.
Right.
It's only just a very small bit. It's not interesting, but it's,
Yes.
information. So, about a mile east of the church is the Castle of Drumsaggard, which we didn't know about. Well, we looked up and it looks like a place, to which an extensive barony was at one time annexed. This was the property successively of several families of great name: the Oliphants, the Murrays, the Douglases, and the Hamiltons. And them are some names in Scotland, didn't they? So, and it at present makes a part of the entailed estate.
Turn right onto Wellside Drive, then turn left.
And the entailed estate of Hamilton is like Shafler Road now, isn't it?
I don't think so.
I didn't think they extended so far anyway. On the south side of Deshman stands Latrick, which about the beginning of the 17th century was the seat of Sir John Hamilton, whose family is extinct. On the north side of the same hill stands the turreted house of Gilbertfield. Gilbertfield's what we're looking for just now. Long the residence of a family of the name of Cunningham. About the beginning of the 18th century, this estate was purchased by the Laird of Westburn, Lieutenant William Hamilton, the friend and poetical correspondent of Alan Ramsay. We like Alan Ramsay. He was Edinburgh based. Lived many years, first at Gilbertfield and then at Latrick, where he died on the 24th of May 1751 at an advanced age. Upon the banks of the Kirkburn, about a quarter of a mile below the church, there was a chapel founded in 1379 and dedicated to the Virgin Mary, to which belonged 4 acres of land which still retain the name of Chapel Land. Right, go up here. Just a minute. Right, see, this goes round Deshment Training Area. That's the road that Google Maps is suggesting we go up.
What does the sign say?
Deshment Training Area.
Say no left.
Site, speed limits, warning, drop, keep left. There's nothing to suggest you can't go up there. Deshment Training Area, 5 mile speed limit, military ranges, authorised vehicles only, keep gates closed.
What's look at?
Because look, See, this is us here going
Yes.
up this road, and look at the end of this, you've got Gilbertfield Castle. Now, you can go up and take a left, and that will take you up to the dog walking place, which will also take you around to Gilbertfield Castle. But if this is saying, like, that's the only two ways into this that I can see into it, like... Do you think people will shout at us if we just go up anyway?
We're not talking people here, we're talking army.
Well, yeah, but it's military training, so it's like lower level army.
Aye.
They're
Still
just
a
in
bloody
training.
army.
They're just like wee boys.
What happens if I practice with the tanks? Just bloody put that camera.
Damn it! Does that mean we can't get to it?
No, I would maybe phone them up and ask them. Because what to do is phone them up and ask them first.
There's a light burn. Yeah. Just go here, we're planning a day trip out the day. Can we have a wee stroll up your land? Because this place looks like a farm, doesn't it? It doesn't look like training, that's like a farm or something. And that's right at the top of this. And then it's only just a wee walk to Gilbertfield Castle.
Right.
It's right there.
Why don't you say to the farmer, ask the farmer if you can look and just take what is it?
I don't know who the farmer is.
We'll put it out there as keep up going.
It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a name. No matter how much you put, there's no name to
So
it.
we could say farms in the area.
Yeah.
You want to do? You want to head out to Bothwell or so? Or do you want to go to that other one?
We could go to Bothwell just because it's a car park there.
Better to be safe and sorry.
I know, but the map it doesn't suggest that there's a reason we can't go up.
That sign says you can't
Oh, I
go.
know, but shh. We ignore signs all the time.
No, you do.
Yes.
So we're going to Bothwell now then?
Bothwell. Well, we know Bothwell. And we know we can drive right to Bothwell.
Aye.
So we can drive right to Bothwell and see if there's fences around Bothwell. If there's fences around Bothwell, then... Well, what I'm thinking is maybe on a day where it's less bogging out, it says no unauthorised vehicles.
Yes.
So you could park at the bottom and I could just walk up, because I am not a vehicle. Yeah, I'll just walk up, and then if I come across anything, I'll be like, oh, I'm just going up to see a castle, and they can be like, no, you're not, this is blah blah blah. Or they can be like, yeah, alright, just keep going that way, and I'll just go and see it. Yeah.
Well, I've got a better suggestion. Why don't you buy a ghillie suit?
And just shimmy along in the bushes.
Keep your arse low.
Yeah, give them something to train for. So, had it been a drier day, I would have walked up the road to see if I could gain access somehow. Because the Jenny is not an unauthorised vehicle. She is a Jenny. But again, the weather just not conducive to really going on long walks that might end with getting turned back, you know. The third castle was Bothwell Castle, and on the way around to Bothwell Castle, I had seen on the map that there was a priory, like a 14th century priory, and it was opposite Bothwell Castle, opposite the other side of the Clyde from Bothwell Castle. So bookmarked that, went round to Bothwell Castle. Now, there is a video that I've put out for when we last went to Bothwell Castle, and it had high fences all around it. There was no access, there was CCTV, security cameras, so there was no sneaky wee ingresses that could be obtained to get a better look at the place. But we thought it's been a while, so maybe it's opened up a wee bit more. And it had. The fencing was less, there was access to doors, etc. But it was closed on a Monday, because of course it was. And there was no real point in going just to get more footage of the outside that we already had seen and uploaded. we're not looking to bore yous. Is that the entrance into the priory? Recreation area.
I'll show you the priory I'm talking.
Yeah, because that'll take you into a path that takes you down onto the Clyde to see the old ruins, apparently.
Oh, is that an old ruin priory?
Yeah. And then we'll see if we can get better view going over the bridge. That's a nice bridge. It's been like a year since we were last here, so I would be hoping for the fencing to be gone. Doesn't look like it's gone, but it doesn't look like it's all the way around either. Still got CCTV in action, maybe.
I think it's still there.
Aye, but it's not all the way around anymore. See, before you couldn't get to that door. Can we get through the door? Wait a minute, is this a place that's closed until 9 AM tomorrow?
Well, we can't go back at 9 AM, what?
Yes, working, yeah. Closed, opens 9:30 AM Tuesday. Just says it's only closed on a Monday. Look, Tuesday it's open till 5 PM, Tuesday to Saturday. Only closed on Monday. Who's doing something on a Monday?
Us?
Yeah, exactly. There is less fencing around it, definitely.
It's up to you whether you want to go out and get it done.
It's true.
I'm going to wait till Saturday.
Wait until it's open. And then see if maybe we can get in some doors. Might be a better idea.
You know what it's like, school she's
Yes, it was. But we will be able to see more of it.
Aye.
What about that priory around the other side from it? How much can we see from around the other side, do you know?
What do you mean?
There's like, 2 seconds, let me find it. Right, so this is Bothwell Castle, but look, there's the ruins of Blantyre Priory right opposite the river from it.
Ah, right, good, that's
can
one
we go
to the other side.
Yeah. And I'm wondering how much you can see of this and how much is left of the Priory. Maybe that's worth.
Aye, well, you'll not see anything to the other side. You'll not see anything but trees at the other side of that castle.
Right, okay.
Right, because we used to fish on the boat, mate.
Right.
Right, and it's a body,
And it's just vegetation.
just vegetation.
Right, okay. It was just in case you could get a different
No,
view.
there's
from the
absolutely
other
no path to it.
side. Right, okay. So I'm like, well, let's go back round to that priory. And the gate was closed because the priory is in the woods behind a playing field. And the gate to the playing field was closed. But there was an in-shot off the road where Aki's could park up next to the gate. He didn't leave the vehicle, of course. It was a bit wet and it was a bit of a trek. And to be fair, it's an absolute miracle that I managed to get myself out of where I ended up anyway. So it's probably better, that he stayed in the car. Yeah, that is the only way you can get into this is through the wee gate.
They tell you how long it is to walk.
It doesn't look very, look, it's right on the, there's the gate and it's right the other side of the playing fields. It doesn't look like it's very far. Because there was like
for a biscuit.
well, there was a
You want to
wee,
walk?
yeah, because there was a wee like gate next to the thing, and I'm not sure if that's a path that takes you, or whether that path takes you, I don't know, farmland. I don't know what most of this ground is. Going up on it on the left. shop. See, because here is a path. I think it's a path that takes you the wrong way, but I'm willing to go up the path to see what it does take us to. So. Yeah. Right, okay, let's find out what's up the path. So if you would like to join me for my walk through the woods to try and find this 14th century priory, you're very welcome to join me. So here we go. Okay, so there I've left Aki's behind in the car while I go for my wander. I assumed it was going to be a wee bit drier under the trees. It was not. It was real constant, the rain, and it was so slippy. Now, the only reason why I am narrating this to you in this way is because Monday just seemed to be one of those days. And I had a microphone. It was not for recording. So my entire footage was entirely silent, despite the fact that I was just talking to myself continuously while I went on my walk. You know what I'm like when I'm out and about and getting a feel for a place. I will just talk. so I'm doing that. I didn't run into anybody, so that's nice. I didn't have anyone thinking I was mental. Now, this was nice to see that was a burn, because it had been a ditch. I thought it was just a ditch where maybe people heading out to the woods to have a drink maybe dumped their trash. But it was nice to see that it was an actual burn, so that was nice. Now, I come up here to have a wee look to get a better lay of the land, because, again, the priory seemed to be behind playing fields. So I knew in what direction I was headed. I knew it was towards the Clyde that I was going to find this thing. But I thought if I come up into open ground and get a bit of a better sense of the place. Now, the ground looks solid. It looks like solid grass. I'm showing you my shoes and jeans to show you that I'm already soaked almost up to the knees. This land was not firm. This was not firm, solid ground. It was weirdly swampy under the grass. And I'm just walking along thinking, this is really strange, because this should be like solid ground. It was almost as if it was on top of like a pool of water that I was walking, that the grass was not a very thick layer above this water. And then I see water literally bubbling out the ground, as you can see here. Like there was an actual river underneath the grass or something. I don't know. Once again, I'm showing you just how soaked I already am, and I've really just started here. So I make my way over to the tree line. I decide on an entrance to follow, and there were lots of paths and lots of not so paths that were options. This is the kind of thing that I kind of used to love as a child. Between the ages of like 7 and 12, I grew up near woods, and we would just go out and just follow paths and try and get ourselves lost. And you couldn't really get yourself lost, you know. We did come out in some very strange places. I came out up the top end of the town at one point, not realising that I'd kind of gone so far. But you'd always go into the woods and have a wee wander and try and find paths that you'd maybe not taken before to go and explore, you know. These woods are exceptional, and I'm kind of jealous of any children that get to grow up in this area, because these are excellent woods for children. I'm not so sure that the children of today go and run about forests. I'm not sure if the parents allow their children to go and run about forests. Like, there's probably safety issues or something, and the kids are probably going to be too tied up on whatever computers they're on. But yeah, like this would have been an absolute gem of a place to me as a Wayne. Obviously, in better weather, but there is like a kind of there's a lot of drops. You're seeing off to my left here. There's a lot of really steep drops, and like because you're seeing like they're the tops of trees at my head height. That's really steep. So I had to watch myself. What I was finding was that down bits like this, where it was like little steep bits that I had to make my way down, sometimes if I just stood on the slope, I would automatically slide down because of how muddy and slippy it was, so I would just have to brace myself and wait until the slipping stopped to then continue my path. So there is a kind of what I'm calling a cliff, but it's just a sheer drop. And once you're down by the Clyde side, you'll see, like in the footage, that it would make an excellent place to make a wee, like a base of some kind. You just need to put up 3 walls and a roof against this cliff, and you'd have a wee hidey nook to use as a base, like with your pals and that. So I kind of know that I want to head towards the river here, and I'm really just following paths. I'm not entirely sure where the priory is exactly, as I'm kind of making my way through here. I just know that I need to get down towards the river at least, and then I can work it out from there. So there is a lot of hazards. I'm kind of being a wee bit cautious here. The ground was super uneven, super slippy. It's just horrible. That, I think, was a crashed car over to the right there. You have a bit of a better look at it later, just because I was confused, because it does seem like a car, but it's destroyed. It's in pieces, It's as if someone has had a real smash. Now, I check the map to see where I am and see where the priory is, so I know that I need to head down and to my left to get to it. But there's no straight, easy way to do that in this forest, not with how steep it is, not with the drops, and the options that the paths were giving. So I do kind of manage to get down there, and eventually, but in my head I'm thinking, this is so like Straven Castle, which there's a video of that available for you to watch if you haven't. The main access to Straven Castle up stone steps is fronted by gates that are padlocked, and you can't get by them. So I went in behind to gain access to Straven Castle, and the steps up the back way were covered with the trunk of a tree and some fencing, as though people had made a concerted effort to stop people from being able to gain access. I am not one to be put off by that, so I climbed over everything and made my way up it's wooden steps that got up the back, and they were rotten and squidgy, and the weather was terrible as well then, so they were slippy, and doing it one-handed was a bit freaky. This journey, this trek through the woods, was done no-handed, because I had a mic in one hand, pointless, and my camera in the other. So up in Straven, I'm thinking, I'm going to die. I'm going to try and get down from here, and something terrible is going to happen, and I'm going to die, and Aki's isn't here, and he's not going to know, and how long is it going to take him to start thinking, that's weird that Jenny's been gone so long, and how long after that would he then decide to seek help of whatever kind? It's not something I'd really want to put to the test. So I was feeling a wee bit that way doing this. And we've made it to the Clyde here. Now, the priory is apparently over to the left-hand side. And I wasn't seeing anything obvious. And this is a probably really beautiful area when it's nice and sunny. You can't see Bothwell Castle that's directly opposite where we are at this point because of all the shrubs and bushes. So there's not really much you can see of it. And I was hoping that you could see some of it because it's a great building, Bothwell Castle. And obviously we weren't able to get around to the side that would be facing us here when we did our visit to Bothwell due to all the fences. So trying to be very careful, not kill myself. I mean, at Straven Castle, I ended up putting my phone away, so I had both hands to get me down the path again. Again, here, no hands free, so I was trying to be very careful. It's like the devil's pulpit. I mean, I put my phone away and then, well, tragedy struck. So if I'm putting my phone away, you know that there's a really good reason for it. So I'm looking everywhere. Now, down straight ahead of us, you can see a squared stone suggesting masonry. And I thought maybe that had come from the old priory. Maybe that was part of it. Because you don't get square cut stones in nature, at least not normally. So I started looking up this sheer drop, which again would be excellent to make a wee hide against as a child. And there did look like there was some kind of brickwork, like a wall of some sort. Again, there's just no easy access to get back up there and to that location. See this wall, and I'm pointing up because there is kind of what looks to be masonry up there. So I think, right, well, I need to get back up there. That was far more difficult than I expected. Yeah, see, I'm trying to pick my route. Unfortunately, you can't get the best sense of the lay of the land, how high things were, how steep things are here, how muddy and slippy it is. I mean, there, I almost went on my arse there. There was a number of times where I both almost went backwards and onto my knees because my feet were just coming out from under me, like all the time without warning, And I'm tenacious. I'm still retaining my mic and my phone, so you can get the footage and some narration. Pointless. Again, the sound tech gods were against me. I feel like I must have offended them in a previous life or something, because they are out to get me often, too often. So we're going to try and zigzag our way back up, because that's the way to do a thing, isn't it? If something's really steep, just try and go as horizontal as possible, until you finally get up to the top. It takes longer. It's a pain in the butt to have to do, but it means that you're not taking a step and slipping back 3, or just ending up tumbling down again, you stand a better chance of getting to the top in one piece. All of these tree trunks and branches were of use. All of them were being grabbed as I'm trying to make my way up here. So thank you to the trees. They were very useful. So now I'm up at the top. Now I'm looking over to see if we can see again any of this priory. Now I don't want to go back down the way I've been. Obviously, I've come up from there for a reason, and I'm trying to decide, like, what am I doing? I know that I kind of want to go to my right, but it wasn't feasible with the lay of the land. Again, watching this back, I'm thinking, man, why didn't you just do that? Just go here. It just wasn't possible. The footage doesn't really show how impassable some of the bits were. Um, so I was trying to find paths that could get me up and kind of to a point where I could oversee the bit of masonry that we'd seen from down below. How good is this place? Like, in better weather and with younger bones, I would have been all over this place. I'd have been wanting to investigate every square nook of it. Because if there was a priory there before, I mean, there's got to be other leavings. There must be other things besides modern cars. The reason that I figured this was a car was because the painted bits, the bits that haven't rusted or been burned, um, just look like car parts. I'm not sure how well you can see it in the camera, but I have no idea how it would have got down there. It must have been someone just smashing through everything, and it must have been years ago for the look of the thing, the state of the thing. Got rain on my lens. So there's a path there, and that would kind of go over where we were wanting to get a look at. Does she take the path? I'm obviously debating it with myself, which is why I'm lingering this area for any amount of time, because I'm like, I'm sure I can get down there. Is it going to be worthwhile? Are we going to see? Like, and I'm trying to see over to see if there's anything that can give us a hint as to whether it's going to be worth it, whether there is anything left, any remains. And I've decided that it's better worth my while to try and make it back up to the top of this crazy, steep, muddy incline that I was already kind of worried that I wasn't going to make it out super easily. And I didn't want Aki's to be sat in the car for absolute ages wondering what was going on and whether I was going to be able to get back. I wasn't wanting him thinking he was going to have to come looking for me. Showing you how absolutely soaking I am. Talking away as if you can hear me. No idea what I'm saying. Just soaking. That didn't work, Jen. Try something else. Sweatshirt. Good. That worked. I think I was just relieved to have made it back up the slope again. I've come out quite a bit over from where I went in, so I've gone into the woods at the start of that fencing over the other side. I think that's what I'm pointing out there, is that I was a wee bit away. There were these kind of pools. I wasn't even sure if they were normally pools or whether it was just flooding because it had been raining so much. The roads were pretty flooded in some places. Not impassable, but you know, enough. There's good berries, lots of berries. I didn't pick any. Lots of thistles round this way. That was good. I think there was some good mushrooms too. I'm not a mushroom picker though, because while I absolutely love mushrooms, I don't trust myself to pick the right ones, and I would kill myself. There we go, there's some nice big mushrooms, possibly edible, who knows. Everything is soggy. My shoes are absolutely covered in mud at this point, as are my trousers, to be honest. I'm deciding which way to go back. Am I going through the gate or am I going back up through the playing fields? through the gate, because it's a way we've not been yet, and that's what woods are for, is for exploring routes that you have not yet taken. There's that wee burn again. I've decided that actually we'll try again to see if maybe getting under the trees is going to keep us a wee bit drier. Nope. No, it absolutely didn't. Lots of leaves to the face. Just minging, just totally bogging. Pretty sure this place is mostly just frequented by teenagers looking for a place away from home to get a drink while their parents aren't noticing. But I hope that there are children making use of it. Be fairly disappointed if not. No longer bothering taking the path, apparently. Just hoping that at some point I'm going to come out somewhere near the road where Aki's is parked. It's disgusting. Really, really thick mud and deep puddles. There we are. There's a hint that I'm heading in the right direction. I think that building was associated with the playing fields in some way. Absolutely soaking. And we're back out where we came in. Not really having gained anything by way of footage. What a wee hike that was. I wasn't even sure I was going to get back up again. I got down and then realised just how steep it was to go back up. I was like, oh, myself. Kept getting spiders webs across my face. One of them got me across the throat. Horrible. So I hope you enjoyed our wee meander, our wee wander through some Scottish forests. Now that part of the world, being opposite Bothwell Castle, that's Calderglen, is where that forest is. And if you have any information about the Priory, if you have been to it or seen any remnants of it, I want to know about it. If you have been a child and wandered through the forest for yourself, tell me, because I would like to hope that children do make use of the place. Because, well, I'll be envious of you if you did, but it would at least confirm that it is being made use of, that it's not just neglected and used by teenagers and adults crashing their cars, you know. So, for this one, bid you farewell. Take care.